Hi everyone, the day is here. I finally got my sunscreen from doTERRA. The doTERRA sun line did arrive right before I came to work. So I actually just shared this with a patient that I just treated, and we just did a little bit of unboxing, and it was really nice. And now she has me putting this on her LRP order, which is awesome. And she's a lotion girl. So she's going to use the lotion and the stick. So let's go over. I actually learned so much within this past week. doTERRA has been working on the doTERRA sun line for the past 4 years. And we all, every time we see that silhouette at convention every year in September when they release new products, I know for me and a lot of other people, we're always looking for sunscreen. And the reason is, and I didn't realize it was this prevalent, but 95% of sunscreens are chemical sunscreens on the market. And we're going to learn about right now what the difference is between a chemical sunscreen and a mineral sunscreen. And you're going to understand why choosing this type of product is so important. And as you know, any class that I'm doing, we're always talking about decreasing toxins in your life and in increasing the way we get rid of toxins. So this is one way that we can lessen the burden on not only our lymphatic system, but our liver, our kidney. All of our organs work in harmony when we don't have toxic overload. So in the past, I always thought of toxic overload as being sick. And yes, that's partly due to why some people like myself 5-10 years ago always got sick, is because my body was always working overtime in order to get all the stuff that I was breathing, applying, and eating out of my body. So we know now, it is proven, and we know, and functional medicine and doTERRA and Tracy, we all talk about reducing toxins as much as possible. So I'm going to go through. This is another reason why I love doTERRA and why I chose doTERRA. Was just the icing on the cake, because I am a physical therapist, lymphedema therapist, and I love teaching about oils, but this PowerPoint would have taken me a day to put together. So I'm so excited that I can kind of have my visual. I'm going to share my screen and go to my doTERRA Sun PowerPoint so I can go over what I just learned. I took a 30-minute class and did learn some things. Chris and I are pretty big on, we've been using mineral sunscreens for a long time now. I don't know if do I have mine in here? I mean, we just went to the beach yesterday and we were using a sunscreen that I get online when we learned that our prior sunscreens were all chemical based. So when we look at sunscreen, we're choosing this, especially during the summertime, because we're applying it how often? I mean, almost every day for a lot of people. So let's go over a little bit about the sun and its benefits, and then go into a deeper dive into the sunscreen. So what's on your summer bucket list? I know for me, I love going to the beach. We went to the beach for the first time. I love going outside and exploring. I love spending time with my kids. I love being on the sports field. Noah plays soccer. We love going into Nana's pool. All of these reasons are why I'm going to have my doTERRA Sun now, as well as my other. But I will tell you the difference I already feel in the sunscreens that I've previously used. I've used 2 different brands, and now that I've just applied this on my own body, and from obviously a lot of talk, because I never expedited my shipping. So a lot of my leaders got this last week and we're doing unboxing. So I just love getting all that feedback as well. Let's see. So the sun is our friend. So obviously it's essential to life on Earth. It provides warmth, our daylight, our positive signals to your body. Like, how often is it that we see a sunrise and a sunset in our self-care, and how much that makes us feel good? It's so important for our mental health. And it's interesting because part of the reason is it naturally helps our body produce serotonin, which is our happy hormone. It also regulates the production of melatonin, which is so important for not only our sleep cycles, but also for our immune system. Okay, so melatonin is actually on the protocol that I've been using over the past 2 years when we look at prevention for COVID. So we want to make sure that our melatonin is at a proper rate. It also helps synthesize vitamin D. So vitamin D, we think about, I mean, I don't know what age you're at right now, but I know for my age, I'm 45. And when we were growing up, we put baby oil on our skin and we just let it burn. And we just took the burn to have a nice tan, you know, and went into tanning booths. Like I cringe thinking about my lifestyle growing up. And that helps me breathe a little bit with the kids and being a parent today, because I did turn out pretty okay, but I wouldn't have all of these symptoms coming about if I knew this earlier and we all took part in improving our vitamin D levels. Because when we use, you know, we had all this scare with skin cancer, and that's something that's so serious that we started using sunscreens, but then we didn't get the benefits of the sun, right? So when we have the sun helping us synthesize vitamin D, it promotes calcium absorption, which is so important for, you know, taking care of your bones, having strong bones, and vitamin D is so important for our immune systems. So avoiding too much of a good thing. So enjoy the sun without putting your skin at risk of serious long-term damage. So what does the sun do on the bad side? If we don't protect it, we can get things like skin cancer and sunspots, wrinkles, premature aging, and loss of their skin elasticity. Now, this does happen. We want to age gracefully. And I love that doTERRA always, you know, we don't want to be avoiding wrinkles until the day we die. Wrinkles are like, I have the ones in my corners of my eyes and like up in here, but that shows how much I smile, right? Those are the things that we want to take on as we age and be grateful for them, because it shows how we are living and all of our positive experiences. So but we don't want that to become something that comes prematurely because we're not taking care of our skin. So these are just common suggestions to stay safe in the sun. You know, we go into, especially if you have lymphedema, I'm talking about seeking shade. Usually around this time, someone who's new in my practice, you know, people are wearing compression garments, and, you know, it's usually the summer months where they're like, wait a minute, I was okay in the winter and the spring and the fall, but what do I do in the summer? So to protect your skin and just swelling, like overall, even if you don't have lymphedema, your lymphatic system works much harder when you retain more fluid. And when does that happen? When we're sweating for long periods of time, when our body temperatures are increased, so that our body needs to regulate our body temperature so that we don't, you know, our body temperature doesn't raise to a level that would be unsafe. So we want to seek shade and stay indoors from that peak time. Wear protective clothing. I know for my kids, I always did the shirts that were SPF built in them, because you still can get a burn. The sun can interact with your skin through clothing. So you want to make sure that's protective. The sunglasses that have 100% UV protection, wear that brimmed hat, get in style. I still have to get mine from my attic. And then of course, use SPF 30 or higher, but we're going to talk about that in a minute, and reapply often, which is something I have to get to the habit of doing. So let's talk about sunscreen. This is so interesting and it makes sense. There are two types, chemical and mineral. Chemical, like I said, is 95% of our sunscreens on the market. I mean, I used to use, I'll throw out some brands, Hawaiian Sun, and what's the monkey one? Is that Hawaiian Sun? That smelled so coconutty. I love the smell of coconut. And it just smelled like you were on an island. But a lot of these sunscreens that you'll find in the regular stores, they're designed to absorb the UV rays. So that's how they both protect your skin, chemical and mineral. But chemical sunscreens, they absorb the UV rays. And what that does is it produces free radicals that your body then has to try to get rid of. So mineral sunscreens, they actually reflect the UV rays to protect your skin. So they both protect, but in different ways. There are 3 reasons to avoid these chemical sunscreens. These filters eventually, like I said, degrade and when exposed to these UV rays, they generate these free radicals. Some ingredients, this is my big thing, they produce or they act as hormone disruptors. So what does that mean? Your dirty estrogens. If anyone's taken my hormones workshop, if you haven't and you have symptoms, please take a look at that, because we talk about toxic overload a lot. And most of my symptoms and my issues throughout my lifetime, and comparing them with my patients over the years, they're hormone disruptors, they're endocrine disruptors. That is what the majority of my issues throughout my entire adulthood life were pointing towards. And that's because I did use all of these chemical sunscreens, perfume. I mean, I can go down the list, laundry detergents, dryer sheets, all the things that we have in our home, I was using, and all of those things disrupt your hormones from working properly. And most women will then become estrogen dominant. And they also cause skin allergies. Why? Because a lot of them are going to have that fragrance in it. I talk about fragrance a lot. But a lot of these things that are not good for your body creates an allergy to it, because it's not a natural product. So we want to reduce that toxicity. And every day our body's exposed to toxins. Our bodies were designed to get rid of toxins, but the problem that has been going on as we go through life, and I would say over the last 40 to 50 years, is that we are using more and more toxins. And we all need to, as people, be informed consumers so that we can choose what we're putting on our body, what we're inhaling during the day, and what we're putting inside our body, because it absolutely makes a difference. Every single person that comes to me, especially now that I'm doing functional medicine and I'm looking at the root causes of people's symptoms, we always, always, always look at toxins. Because why can't we replace certain things within our home and choose? Not everyone's going to choose to eliminate everything. But as many things as you possibly can on a daily basis reduces the amount of stress on your body. So when you're functioning properly, your body is efficient at minimizing that load. And so we're able to detox regularly. It's when we become less efficient at managing the toxins and we just buy what's either cheap, what smells good, or what everyone else is using. I'm not really sure. That's pretty much the reasons why I used everything else. It's just, it looked pretty. The marketing was beautiful. It smelled nice. And someone said it worked. Well, it will still work against protecting you from the sun, but it's also going to create problems in the long term. So that's where I want you to sit with this and reflect. And it might not be the time for you right now. I know it's already July. It might not be the time for you. You've already stocked up on your sunscreens. But if that's not something you change this summer, commit to your body and to your family's body that you're going to change that next year, or you're going to change something else this summer, like your dryer sheets. This is not something that everyone takes on overnight. But the more you do, the better you're going to feel and the better you're going to protect those that are around you. You can control the amount of toxins you expose your body to by carefully selecting the products you put on your body, including your sunscreen. And it's not your fault that you didn't know. Think about when in foods where we didn't know what was in our food. Remember the days that they didn't have nutrition facts? I just think that's so funny. That there was a time where there was no nutrition facts. So think about it now, as we absolutely know now that we need to reduce toxins. So you can use EWG.org, which is environmentalworkinggroup.org, to understand ingredients, because the ingredients we're going to go over, I think it's next, are they're not common ingredients that we talk about all the time. So what sunscreen filters absorb into the skin, disrupt hormones, or cause skin allergies? Oh, so what? I'm gonna move my face. I was like, wait a minute, mineral sunscreens don't do that. So what sunscreen filters won't absorb into the skin, disrupt hormones, or cause skin allergies? Mineral sunscreen filters. And Chris he's always my research guru. He says, Tracy, we can't be using these sunscreens. This is what we need to use. So I wish I had mine here. It's a yellow bottle. It starts with a B. We used it yesterday and I was white all day. Like it had this white film and you're very, very dry from the zinc oxide. But I learned a little bit more in my class. So the benefits of mineral sunscreen filters, remember, this is what you want. It works as a physical barrier, so it reflects the UVA and UVB rays, and it doesn't degrade, so it doesn't produce those free radicals. It's effective immediately. So chemical sunscreens, they need to be absorbed. So you have to wait 20 minutes before they're actually effective. These are effective immediately because they're just a physical barrier, and they're safe for all skin types. So here's the dōTERRA Sunline. It does look beautiful. Love the orange. All of them have SPF 30. The face and body stick has SPF 40. They're all broad spectrum protection. And what I learned about with that, with a licensed esthetician, I can never say that right. Broad spectrum means that they protect against both UVB and UVA rays. So I don't think this is in the PowerPoint, but when you look at this picture, I don't know if you can see this. UVA is the one that reaches the earth most often. That's what everyone's talking about. But UVB, those wavelengths are not as long as UVA, but some of them do reach the earth. And that's what causes our skin to premature aging and wrinkles. So when it says broad, and UVC does not reach the earth, it actually, what's the word? They're absorbed in the atmosphere before they even reach the Earth's surface. So we don't need to worry about that. But broad spectrum protection, when it's written on the label, provides both UVB and UVA protection. So the dōTERRA Sunline is water resistant, it's naturally soothing, it's lightweight, and it's moisturizing, which I love, which my other one is not moisturizing. If anything, it's drying. And it's reef safe, something, again, I learned, and I'll talk about in a second. It has none of these ingredients, which these you do not want in your sunscreen. Benzene, oxybenzone, parabens, there's your hormone disruptor, phthalates, hormone, actually all of these are hormone disruptors, phthalates, dyes, or nanoparticles. The superhero ingredients that are in dōTERRA Sun that have not been in my former skin line are essential oils. So the essential oils that are in here are frankincense, which is, remember, frankincense is beautiful for skin, and in a lot of these elite skincare lines, because they are, frankincense naturally supports cellular function, including skin cells. So frankincense is a beautiful anti-aging essential oil. Helichrysum is beautiful. I always use that for injuries and burns and bleeding and all that. But when you think about that, that is so beautiful for sun and skin health. And then carrot seed as well. What was that one? Those are just hero essential oils. Now, they also put ingredients in here that are nourishing to our skin, because dōTERRA wanted to make sure it wasn't just going to protect us, but it's going to nourish our skin so that we age gracefully. So vitamin E, raspberry seed oil, avocado oil, jojoba esters, shea butter, cocoa butter, aloe vera, red algae extract, and hyaluronic acid. The soothing ingredients for our skin, because the sun can be harsh, but we want these soothing things like bisabolol, which is vitamin E, I think. No, it's not. What is that? I learned about that ingredient and I didn't know about it. Turmeric extract, aloe vera, and Arnica montana flower. Here we go. Yes, bisabolol can reduce redness and irritation, calming the skin, and it's present in all the products. The turmeric extract has excellent anti-inflammatory properties when applied topically. Aloe vera is a no-brainer for skin soothing properties. The tocopherol, that's the one that's vitamin E. It's extremely nourishing. Raspberry seed oil, avocado oil, and jojoba esters are the nourishing ingredients in the lotion and the spray. The shea butter and cocoa butter are found in the stick. And the aloe vera, red algae extract, and hyaluronic acid is in the after sun spray, which we do not have yet. That is being launched August 1st. So what does reef safe mean? I didn't know about this, but terms like reef safe or reef friendly mean that the sunscreen does not contain oxybenzone or octinoxate. Studies have shown that these UV blocking chemicals in the chemical sunscreens cause coral bleaching. I did not know that. So when the coral bleaches, it's still alive, but it's under severe stress. So these chemical sunscreens are actually affecting our coral reef as well. So I remember, Chris, I think if you're listening to this, isn't this what you told me like way back? I feel like when we were on our honeymoon, you told me about that. And I feel like we were trying to find, or maybe it was the baby moon when we were in San Diego, and we were like, we need to get a better sunscreen. I think that's how long ago it was that we started using mineral based. Okay, so let's go through each of these products. So you don't have to get all of them. I did as a leader, we got these leader packs, but they offer you the lotion or the spray. So this lotion is for face and body. So if, again, when you're looking at your face, you have the choice between the stick or the lotion, and then the spray is just for the body, okay? Or technically, I guess you could spray the spray in your hands and do this. That's what I do with the one I have right now. But I love that I can just use this with the kids. Okay, so hero essential oils in the lotion: frankincense, helichrysum, and carrot seed, SPF 30, broad spectrum, which means both UVA and UVB, water resistant to up to 80 minutes. So this is another thing I just found out. You're supposed to, unprotected, without any sunscreen, go out into the sun, and everybody's skin tone is different. So when you start having that erythema or that pinkness to your skin, let's say it's 2 minutes from the time you go out and you're exposed to the sun. Then you take SPF 30 and you multiply it. 30 times 2 minutes is 60. That means you have 60 minutes of protection, and then you have to reapply. How cool is that? I did not know that. So let's say you go out and it takes 10 minutes for your skin to become pink without protection. That is when you can multiply times 30, and that's 300 minutes. So what's that, 5 hours? So that's a really neat trick to know, especially if you're fair skin versus not fair skin, and you're looking at how often do I really need to reapply? Because I will be very honest, I'm not one to reapply. I'm so happy I get that on the kids and myself as soon as we sit down on the beach, right? So I'm going to try to improve that myself. But it's also with water resistant. You do want to be reapplying this afterwards. So we have the lotion, and I used this already. I put the lotion on, and it is just so not, it's, even though it's zinc. Oh, I learned the difference between nano and non-nano. So I'm wondering if my other one is more nano. So this one, when it goes on, it already has absorbed. I don't know if you can see. Where yesterday when I applied the spray, it's super white. So the type of zinc oxide that all of these ingredients have is non-nano. And what that means is, well, it's safe, water resistant, and non-irritating. But non-nano means that they're two particle sizes. So nano and non-nano. Nanoparticles are small enough to potentially be absorbed in the bloodstream. And we don't want that. We don't want this to be like going through our body. We want it to be on our skin, protecting us from the sun, because it's a physical barrier. Non-nanoparticles are bigger, meaning they can't be absorbed in the same way, which is why all of these sunscreens are non-nano zinc oxide. And they're also, yes. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Body Mineral Sunscreen Spray. Now I haven't opened this one yet. SPF 30 provides UVA and UVB broad spectrum protection, water resistant for up to 80 minutes, and an aluminum. We love the aluminum. The other thing I learned, so this is recyclable. It's non-aerosol. So the other thing I didn't know, and I do need to check that bottle. If you're able to do like 360, this is a propellant, which means it's not going to get into your lungs. But the aerosol ones are, you're spraying on the beach and everything, and you're ingesting that in your lungs. Again, another way you can cause allergies, can cause chest congestion, can get sick, can have toxins. All these things can happen. So I love that it's in a non-aerosol spray bottle that you can even go like this, let me see, and upside down and still apply. Woo, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to put this on too. Boy, I'm really protected today. Oh, I'm a sprayer. Oh, I like how it's so light. It's not like, you're not going to feel like it's Hawaiian sun, but it's very, very light. And like they said, moisturizing. I don't feel like it's dry and chalky like my other ones. So you can get this one as well. That's the body spray. And then the sunscreen stick, which is SPF 40. Now this one's meant for the face. And the esthetician said that you can put it over all of your other, like when you get ready in the morning. I don't know, can you see this? Oh, it glides on so nice. And it protects the skin from pollution. It's that broad spectrum, same thing, it's sturdy. Ooh, I like to smell this better, I think, because I'm a big fan of shea. I love shea and cocoa butter. So this one's a little, I don't want to say greasy, it's more moisturizing, I think. So this is going to be so beautiful. Why don't I do my whole head? It's going to be so beautiful for the face. Ooh, and it smells so good. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, this is what we don't have yet. After sun restorative body mist. So they're not talking about just protecting, but after this day in the sun, you then have this like after sun, again, the 360 bottle, but it has the essential oils in it, like frankincense, helichrysum, copaiba, lavender, peppermint, blue tansy, all healing oils for the skin that I use a lot in my lymphedema practice. Are there any toxic products lurking in your swim bag? No stress, we've got you covered naturally. So here are all the products. You can buy them individually. The best way to get them is on your loyalty rewards program. So I am going to buy a face and body stick for $25 and it's 20 PV, which means I'm going to spend $25, but in my points, I'm going to get $6 back. So I'm basically going to get $6 towards my free oils. And if you were listening to my other class, we're talking a lot about how to save and how to get oils free for life. Getting oils free for life is by using the loyalty rewards program and getting things like this, your laundry detergent, your supplements, you know, your base vitamins or turmeric or whatever vitamins you're taking, your shampoo, your face treatment. I mean, I don't buy all those things every month. Like I'm now due to get my shampoo. I think I haven't bought it in 6 months. It's a big bottle. And so this month I'm going to buy my shampoo. And when I buy my shampoo, I probably get, I'll always spend 100 PV. So I get $30 back. So I always, when I'm low on oils, use my points, like that $30 that I earned by buying my shampoo. I cash that in for replacing essential oils. So as I started with LRP and worked my way up to getting 30% back, which takes about a year, but you get 10% back, then you get 15% back, then you get 20, then 25, then 30% back in points. So then you're able to replace, like if I need a replacement lavender or helichrysum, or actually right now on my replacement list is my Immortelle. That's an oil that I can use my points for in order to get free oils for the rest of my life, because I'm just choosing doTERRA. I'm a loyal customer to doTERRA. I 110% trust all of their ingredients. And the other side of the bottle, if you've listened to my video about both sides of the bottle, they're delivering us with beautiful, clean products, but the people who are making and distilling and growing these plants and harvesting the plants and distilling the oils out of the plants, those are all people across the globe, 45 countries, that need our help, that aren't being paid in other essential oil companies. They use brokers and they're not getting paid well. We're paying them 6 times as much and on the spot, and then they're able to give back to their children, and we're building them schools. And if you're involved in the Healing Hands Foundation and how they've helped the lymphedema community raise $22,000 last year, you know, all of that is due to the commitments of the customers. So when you're on loyalty rewards, and even if you're not, if you're buying oils or products every 3 months or every 6 months, whatever, whenever you decide to purchase, you are helping someone not only in your family or yourself, but you're helping someone who made that bottle. And the way they're ethically made, and they are, they just have so many criterions so that we create relationships around the globe, and they're healthy relationships financially as well as physically and emotionally. That's all that I need when it comes to completely trusting a company. And that's really hard to find in this world today, unfortunately. So I hope that you enjoyed my little lesson on the doTERRA Sun. I'm going to go home and share it with Chris and my kids, and I hope that you enjoy it as well. And I think, yes, I'm done. Summer sun care. Summer isn't waiting for an invitation. Text me or reach out with any questions.